Hi and welcome. This is a video about the Chord Mojo 2 DAC. Yeah, it's a DAC, so it's a digital to analog converter, and it's kind of a special DAC because this one is a portable DAC, but it is also just as good as a home DAC, so it really works in your main stereo system. And that really sets it apart from most of the DACs in the €500 or $500 region. Yeah, so this video will just be about who's this DAC for and how does it sound. I will not go into the technical details. I think there's a lot of videos online that have this covered, so I will just really like to talk about sound quality that you get from it and what's a good use case for it. Now, talking about the sound of the Mojo. Personally, I feel that the sound is really natural, clean, and it doesn't have a lot of... I don't think it's boosted in any way. I think it's just as clean as it gets, and I'm saying that in a good way, because there's a lot of DACs out there that somehow want to have you listen to a little bit of more sparkle or to a little bit of more bass. I think especially for some of the Chinese DACs, like from SMSL, they have a little bit of emphasis in the bass area, which is not the case for the Chord Mojo, and I think that's a good thing. Personally, for pairing it to a system, I was a little bit annoyed with some of the SMSL offerings. To me, they didn't really sound right, at least not in the two systems that I have at home. But the Mojo is right really in the middle. It is really balanced, it is really clean, so I think it works in most systems very well. When compared the Mojo to some offering like the Cambridge DAC Magic 200, I think it's exactly the same price bracket. If you listen to it at first compared to the Mojo, I think most people will actually like the DAC Magic 200 because it sounds a little bit more bloated on the top end. It sounds a little bit thicker and richer, but in a way that is not natural, and it is a little bit for effect. So you notice after a while that you do not hear all the details as much as you do hear them with the Mojo. So if you really listen to it the first time, I think you believe it beats the Mojo too, but then you start listening more closely to your favorite tracks, to your favorite music in general, and then you will notice that the Mojo really it beats the DAC Magic because it's much more precise. It's much more... the stereo imaging is much more cleaned up. You can pick out more details in your music, and that's when you realize that this one really is a little genius DAC. So who is it for? So if you want to go on a holiday and you want to have the best sound quality with your headphones possible, then this is the way to go. I think the Mojo really is a DAC that in the €500, $500 range beats most other DACs, hands down. I think it even goes to €1,000 DACs, where it is hard to beat the Mojo. It's really nice. It's a very natural sounding, very clean DAC. And yeah, I mean, let's also say something about what I don't like about it. I mean, in general, I love the build quality. I even love those weird bubbles, and I think after some hours of usage you will get used to the settings. I mean, it is a bit weird from an UX perspective, but I think you can get used to it. Another thing that I do not like about the Mojo is that the volume, the volume goes up and down. To me, it's like, I don't know, you barely hear a difference. It is too incremental. I think they can go bigger steps there. It can be a little bit annoying, I think. If you really want to go from very low volume to higher volume, you have to press the buttons quite often. That can be annoying. Now, Who is it not for? I think it's not for people that want the best deck in their home stereo system. It's clear, right? There's decks like that cost $10,000, so I mean this will not beat it. But it holds its ground if you do not want to spend that kind of money. What else? The Chord Mojo is certainly not for people that really have like this large 6.5 or 6.3 millimeter headphone cables and they just want to plug it in and out without any adapters. I think that's not it. This one is a little bit, you have to play around with it. You can use your in-ears, you can use your main headphones, but you have to have an adapter with you. And then that's fine. But yes, you have to have some dongles. My opinion about the Mojo is it's an excellent piece of kit. I would not trade it for anything else. I would really highly recommend it to everyone, really. It's awesome. Anyway guys, thanks for watching. Leave a thumbs up if you like and see you next time.